Hey everyone. So the new backpack's turned up, the Durston Gear Kakwa 40. Not had a chance to use it yet, so this is going to be more of an overview, a quick look at the features. But I am going next week on the World's Way hike, which is about 79 miles from the Humber Bridge up to Filey. Should be interesting because we're forecast a heat wave next week. We've kind of been having one already, but it's getting even worse next week. It's tipped to go up to about 40 degrees C for a couple of days. So yeah, that'll be interesting hiking in that. It'll be an experience, but yeah, should be nice. Anyway, let's have a quick overview of this pack. So I've been waiting for this for a while. Cost me $250 from Kaviso Outdoors, which is Durston's kind of like business partner, I guess, in the States. It's made from Ultra 200 fabric, which has similar properties to DCF, but the main bonus is it's a little bit cheaper. It's a 40 litre pack, or it's classified as a 40 litre pack. It's actually a 40 litre internal volume. External volume is roughly 15 litres, so you are getting kind of like 55 litres or so of storage. On the other side, you've got S-shaped shoulder straps, as opposed to kind of like your standard J-shaped ones. So these kind of move around. They contour more to your body, I believe. The S-shaped one's supposed to be a more comfy fit, so we'll see about that in the test. There's plenty of pockets. You've got your two hip belt pockets, two shoulder strap pockets. There's an extra pocket on the side, which I'll go into later on, and your two side pockets and your front pockets, so plenty of pockets for everyone. The hip belt is fixed, you can't remove it, so that is sewn in there. It's also got an internal frame, which is it's a inverted U-shaped aluminium frame, so as well as vertical support, you're also getting horizontal support at the top of the pack. The bottom of the pack, there's no support down there in the middle, so your frame comes up here, curves round, and then goes along and comes down again at the other side. So like I say, it's an inverted U shape. You also have at the top, which isn't all that common on packs like this, you've got load lifters at the top there, which really does help to transfer weight. The pack itself is rated to carry 45 pounds comfortably, which is pretty impressive for a pack this size and of this kind of weight as well. And I think that's due to the combination of the hip belt, the aluminium frame inside, and the load lifters all working together to distribute that weight more comfortably. The pack itself has a quoted weight on the website of 810 grams for the large torso size. This is a large torso size, so please bear in mind any weights and sizes and litres I quote, they're all regarding the large torso size backpack. So this one actually weighs 791 grams. I'll pop up on the screen what that is in pounds and ounces. So it's a little under what the manufacturers claim, and you also get a 1-year warranty with it against defects. So it's a pretty good package for $250. So that's the overview of the pack. I'm going to go into kind of different sections now. I'm going to start on the material and just dive into each little thing a little bit more in depth, so that you get a good idea of what the pack can offer you. Alright, starting with materials then. The main body of the pack and most of the pack is constructed from this Challenge Ultra 200, which is kind of being touted to replace DCF. I've seen a video somewhere. There is quite a few videos comparing the two online if you go and have a look on YouTube. But somebody was saying that this Ultra 200 is, I believe it was 7 times more abrasion resistant than DCF. It's got similar strengths. It's got quite a high recycled fibre content in it. It's waterproof up to 200 psi. It's still incredibly strong, and compared to your normal DCF, it is only a little bit heavier. I have a HMG, a Hyperlight Mountain Gear 2400 Southwest backpack, and that's made from the black heavier weight DCF. This feels lighter than that. It also feels a lot more flexible. The black DCF on my HMG, it feels quite, it's got quite a rigid feel to it. This feels a lot more flexible. But as I say, waterproof up to 200 psi. The pack itself, all the seams, I don't know if you're going to be able to make them out or not. Hopefully you can. The seams are all double stitched with heavyweight thread. It's actually really good build quality. I've been through and I've kind of had a good look at a lot of the seams and a lot of the construction in various areas, and it does look like a really well put together pack, which, considering how well put together the Durston tents are, it's no surprise really. And Dan himself did say these packs do come out of the same factory that produce Arc'teryx backpacks. So I mean that speaks for itself. We all know what Arc'teryx is quality is like. So yeah, that's the main materials. The other main piece here, the mesh pocket, you can see that isn't actually a stretchy mesh. That's quite a heavyweight mesh that is. It's there for durability rather than being able to stretch. So it, like I say, it is a heavyweight mesh there on the pocket, and then on the backs of the shoulder straps, you've got this mesh again there with some foam padding in there. The other thing to note that I just kind of, oh sorry, the two shoulder pockets do have this stretchy mesh that reminds me of the mesh pockets on the Osprey Exos backpacks. Kind of a lot more stretchy and a lot more give to it. And then there's plastic hardware and buckles, and you've also got YKK AquaGuard zippers on the hip belt pockets and the side pocket there as well. So very good hardware. Like I was going to just say, the hip belt here, my HMG has got a really big buckle in the middle of the hip belt, and sometimes it can be a little bit uncomfortable. This one on here is a really small buckle, and I've tried it on a couple of times, and it actually doesn't really get in the way as much as the HMG one. So I think with it being smaller, it may be a little more comfortable. But anyway, that's the materials. Let's go ahead and dive into the next section. All right, let's look at the size and the weight of this large torso size Kakwa 40. So there is just one hip belt on all, whether you get a small, medium or large torso size, you get the same hip belt attached to it, and that accommodates a waist size of between 28 and 42 inches. Like I said, there is 3 different torso sizes you can get. I've gone for the large, which I believe is to suit a 19 to 22 inch torso. Now there's a lot of videos online about how to measure your torso, and you do need to do that to ensure that your backpack fits properly. There's no point in being 6'2" tall and buying a backpack that is stupidly small for your back. It's not a good idea. So make sure you're going to measure your torso size properly before you go out and buy a brand new pack. So anyway, it comes in a small, a medium and a large torso size. This large one the height of the pack itself from down here at the base to the top there where it folds over, that is 60 centimeters. Now I like to be able to take my pack like this as a carry-on on a budget airline, and their size limit is 56 centimeters. So whereas we're only 4 centimeters out, it would be just my luck to get pulled up over that. I have taken the metal, the aluminium frame out of the pouch that it's in the pack. If you do that and you just put the metal frame loose inside the pack, you can get the pack down to 57 centimeters. Now I don't think anyone's going to quibble over a centimeter. I don't think the pack police are going to be on you like a flash. Alternatively, you could just take out that metal stay completely, just remove the frame, and you've got a frameless pack that will go down to whatever you want it to. So there are those options there. As I say, if you get a small or a medium torso size, the chances are that it's going to be well under that 60 centimeter. You're going to be hitting that 56 centimeter size limit for your carry-on. If that's important to you, it might not be, I don't know. As I said before, the weight quoted on the manufacturer site for this is 810 grams, which equates to 28.5 ounces. I've had it on the digital scales as it is, with the foam padding and the aluminium frame and everything else that it comes with, and it comes out at 791 grams, which is 27.9 ounces. So a little underweight, which no one's going to complain about. The external storage on this, so your 2 hip belts, your strap pockets and your side pockets, which you've got 3 of really, and your front mesh pocket, according to the website, they all total up to about a 15 litre storage. So that's pretty good for your outside. And then your internal actually depends on the torso size that you get. So if you get a small torso size, your internal storage is 38 litres, medium is 41, and large, which this is 44. So effectively with this pack, I've got a near enough a 60 litre pack if I need it. Obviously your top will extend if you need it to, or it will come down if you need it to. So you've got options there. So that is the sizes and weights for that. Let's go ahead and look at the design of the pack. Okay, so design wise, I guess the first thing to mention is the inverted aluminium frame inside. It's an inverted U shape, so as I said before, you've got structure along the top of the backpack and down the sides. So with it having vertical and horizontal structure, that structure is transferring itself into the hip belt, so you're transferring more weight to the hip belt a lot easier, and you're also getting structure at the top of the pack where the load lifters that are present can also help you transfer weight. That's why it's rated up to 45 pounds carry weight, because of that design, that set of design features. Load lifters aren't all that common on packs this sort of size and weight category. It's a really nice little addition to have on there. There is also, which I've actually taken out so I can show you already, when you get the pack, this is inserted inside the pack along with the aluminium frame. So all it is a thin, you can see it's blowing in the wind, you can see how thin it is and how light it is. That is just basically a foam back pad to provide you some comfort. It weighs about 15 grams, which is 0.5 ounces. you could take it out, you could leave it in. It's not the sort of thing that you're going to be able to take with you and whip out and use to sit on and add comfort like that. I don't think it's designed for that. I think the design is purely for a bit of comfort when you're carrying the pack. So I'm going to be interested to test that out when I'm using it, because I don't know if it's going to make a great deal of difference or not. But if Dan's put it in there, I would think that he's put it in there for a good reason. So yeah, that'll be interesting for me to test out, that one. Just going back to the aluminium frame in there, that weighs 100 grams, which is 3.5 ounces. So if you're happy to use your pack without that frame and without this foam pad, you're going to be losing 115 grams off of that 792 straight away. So that's a decent chunk that you're going to be saving if you're happy doing that. Let's see what else. The shoulder straps, as I mentioned before, they are a curved S shape. Sorry, it's getting a little breezy again. They're a curved S shape, so they're contouring more to your body shape. I know a lot of manufacturers, or some manufacturers, offer a choice between J-shaped straps and S-shaped straps now. You can customize it. This is obviously fixed S-shaped straps, so that'll be another one interesting to see if it makes a great deal of difference comfort-wise and carry-wise. And again, finally back down to the hip belt, which does have some padding on it. It's got this this black mesh on the back. It is a dual strap hip belt. So whereas, say, let's take for example my HMG, my Southwest 2400, that is a single strap and it's quite a wide strap as well. What I've found when I've tried this on is that the two straps there, they kind of cup your hip bone, and it straight away I noticed how much more comfortable it was as compared to, if you think about it, you've got your hip bone there, and if you just feel it, if you have a single quite wide strap going over the top of that, it can get a little bit uncomfortable. This double strap system, so it'll cup your hip bone in the middle there where my finger's wiggling about, and the straps will go either side of that, and I'll admit straight away it is a lot more comfortable. It is also reverse pull to tighten, which again I've tried. I have done a little clip of a video doing it. It's so much easier, it's very, very effective, and yeah, it's brilliant. It's a little stroke of genius that makes it very, very easy to tighten that hip belt and loosen it off if you want to as well. So that's some of the pretty good design features on there, which make it a little bit more unique. Right, so let's have a look at some of the external features, which is probably one of the most important things about the pack, and also probably one of the most impressive as well. To start with, I will mention that I've had a good look round and I can't see an ice axe loop anywhere. So if you want to carry an ice axe on this pack, you may be out of luck. Obviously there's only so many people that's going to bother. It doesn't bother me. I don't think I'll ever be carrying an ice axe again. But yeah, I can't see an ice axe loop anywhere. If there is one, Dan, and you're watching this video, tell me where it is, please. Also, the only other thing, a lot of packs have daisy chains attachment points kind of down the side of the pockets here. The Exos that I've got has that, the HMG has that. This doesn't. There's no daisy chain attachment points anywhere. The only two little attachment points I've spotted are, if you can make them out, these tiny little kind of tabs on the bottom of the outer pocket here that you can maybe thread something through. That is really, unless you count in these little pieces here on the shoulder straps where you could put a carabiner through. That's really the only daisy chain kind of attachments you can get. So we've got that out of the way. Obviously the main body of the tent is taken up on the front with this large mesh pocket, which I say the mesh is not stretchy, but the top of the pocket is elasticated, and I'm not sure how to describe it. I would say maybe it's kind of like bellows. It's kind of got pleats in, so it does stretch out. It doesn't stretch, but it pads out to a good size. Let's just have a look. I would say if you had to, you could probably get your X-Mid tent in there. You'd definitely get waterproofs and a few other bits and bobs in there. It's a good size pocket, is that one, and as I say, you've got your stretchy top on it as well. So that's your mesh pocket on the front there. There is also a small compression cord on each side of the pack that leads up from the corner of the mesh pocket there. That's very easy to operate, and that is the only compression that is on the pack. Again, the HMG that I've got, the Southwest 2400, has compression straps pretty much everywhere. They've got them all over. You've only got the two, one at each side on this, which gives you a very minimalistic design and a minimalistic look, and I actually quite prefer it. I'm not a big fan of lots of bells and whistles and things sort of like hanging around for the sake of it. So yeah, compression straps. Side pockets, you can kind of make them out here. This one at this side is actually quite tall, and you can fit, this is a 1 litre Evian water bottle. Again, it's elasticated on the top. You can fit that in there and it swallows it. You know, you can't even see it once it's in there. See the top popping out. And I would imagine, to be honest, you could probably get another one in there as well. Yep, 2 water bottles in that pocket, and to be honest with you, there's still room for something else as well. While we're on this pocket, let's just have a look at this thing here, which is something I've not seen before. It's when you've got the backpack on, you can reach down the side and you can actually operate this pocket here, which is on the outer of your side pocket, and it's an odd one. Again, I've got my little Spanish phrase book, which is roughly palm sized, so I've got 2 water bottles in the pocket already, and that slots in there no problem and does up, and you would even get more in there. I know I've seen on the website, you know, it's supposed to be for putting, well, it's the perfect spot for a guidebook, really, if you're hiking a trail with a guidebook. Hat, don't know, something like that. Just a nice little pocket that you can access on the fly whilst you're moving. You don't have to keep taking your pack off to check your guidebook, or, you know, oh, it's getting a bit sunny, I want my sun hat out again. You know, you can just fold it up, pop it in there. It's not a bad idea. I think that's going to get quite a bit of use, that. And then on the other side of the pack, you've actually got quite a low cut pocket there, which again, put your water bottle in, your 1 litre water bottle, and it does seem to come up a little higher than the Hyperlite that I've got, the HMG. So also the elastic at the top seems to be more effective. And the other thing I will say about these side pockets, just while I'm on the subject of them, I've had the pack packed. I've put quite a bit of stuff in it already as a test, and it's difficult to describe. I'll try and show you later on, but once you get something in the bottom of the pack that pads it out as far as it will go, I've found with the Hyperlite that I've got, the Southwest, that it was difficult to get stuff into these side pockets because of how much the interior was bulked out, if you follow me. not the case with this, because these side pockets, like the mesh pocket at the front, have a kind of bellows action, so they do expand a lot more to accommodate things. So you can stuff the inside of your pack as much as it'll go, and you're still going to be able to get your true literage value, for want of a better expression, out of your side pockets. So yeah, quite impressed with that little thing. It's really well thought out. It's one of those things that would probably get overlooked, and yeah, it's impressive. The only thing I will say about the side pockets, I haven't noticed, I don't think there is a drainage hole in there. So if you're hiking in heavy rain, consistent heavy rain, or any sort of consistent rain, there's a possibility that they might act like cups basically and hold water. So whatever you've got in there, if it is something that's going to get damaged by water, then you might need to think about that. I don't know. Again, Dan, if you're watching, if I was to poke a hole, a tiny little hole in the bottom of that pocket, the side pocket, would that compromise the material strength a great deal or not? I don't know. Yeah, it might just be me being silly, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, no drainage holes in the side pockets, if that's of any importance to you. So the hip belt pockets, again, they're not really big, which I actually quite like, because I always end up stuffing too much stuff in my hip belt pockets. Here we have a can of, well, a well-known soft drink, and that does fit. Excuse me. It fits really well into that side pocket there. So you could get a little bit, I mean, not many people are going to want to carry a can of soft drink in their hip belt pocket. That's just to show you the size that you can fit in there. That's a 330ml can. So that goes in there no problem. So they're a decent size. They don't need to be any bigger than that, I don't think. So yeah, quite pleased with that. And again, they've got the YKK AquaGuard zippers on there to give you a little bit more protection from the rain. So yeah, pretty good. What else? The shoulder straps have got these stretchy mesh pockets on. Now, I've had my telephone in one side. They're both the same size from what I can gather. They've both got these little tighteners on top as well, pull strap tighteners. They are quite deep as well, which is quite impressive. But yeah, I've got an S20 Ultra Samsung, and that fits in there neatly, I would say. It wouldn't want to be a great deal bigger. The other one, I've had a bottle of water in there. Now, it is quite a tight fit, and I've got this, what is it? It's a 750ml bottle, which is probably bigger than I would normally carry, but it's all I had with me. It does go in there, but I did find that when I've got the backpack on, it's a little bit uncomfortable on the shoulder strap. So I'd guess you'd be all right with one of the smaller smart water bottles, you know, the thinner ones. I think this bottle is about 3.5 inches in diameter. So if you can try and get under 3.5 inches diameter, then you should be okay. Apart from that, you've got at the top of the pack, you've got your grab handle, which comes pretty much as standard on most backpacks now. You've got your load lifters that I mentioned earlier, and you've also got this this Y-shaped top strap, which you saw in the pictures at the start. You can use that to carry a bear can on the top, carry your fold-up sleeping mat if you want to. Very useful thing to have. And then, like we said, the top is just a roll top closure, so it'll close up and fold round on itself like that. After you've rolled it down, it'll fold round on itself, whereas the HMG that I've got, kind of, you fold it round and then you fix it down the sides there, like that. Not with this one, you just fold it down and then fold it round onto itself and then put the Y-shaped top strap over the top of it. I think that is pretty much it for the outside. I covered most of the stuff I wanted to. Might be, oh, there is one tiny little feature still to show, which yes, the bladder port just in there. It is only at one side. It's over your right hand shoulder as you're wearing the pack. It's there, there's no Velcro on it or anything like that. It's just a little piece of material that's open that you can put your tube through, so it's there if you want to use it. So that's the external features. I think we've just got to have a look at the internal features now. Right, so internally, I'm going to apologise straight away because it's almost impossible to get a decent shot of the interior, but it is basically just one big open storage space all the way down to the bottom. There's no dead space in there like on an Osprey Exos, where you get the silly little dead space at the bottom of the pack in each corner. This here, if you can make it out near where my hand is, there's a Velcro compartment that houses the foam back panel and the aluminium frame. So that's where you have access to that and where you can remove it if you want. There is no dedicated bladder storage in there. If you're looking for something for a hydration pouch, there is nowhere to store that in there. The only way you could put that is actually in this frame pouch if you wanted to. So that's something to bear in mind. The one thing I did find was I have a certain way of packing my bag. So I like to put my sleeping bag or my sleeping gear at the bottom of the pack, which is here, and I like to put it horizontally across the pack as well. So in here I have got my silk sleeping bag liner. I've got a pair of thick merino socks, I've got a beanie, I've got a Sea Summit inflatable pillow, and I've got my Feathered Friends Hummingbird UL20, which is a down sleeping bag. Weighs roughly 700 grams and it's rated down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a good 3-season bag that a lot of people probably have something similar in their outdoor gear, you know, similar kind of rating, weight, size. So that's my sleeping gear now. Like I say, I normally have that across the bottom of my bag on the inside, obviously like that. Now, it does go in. It does go in with some persuasion. What I am trying to point out rather poorly is that if you've got something that you want to put in here that you want to store in it horizontally rather than vertically, and it is longer than 35 centimeters or 13 3/4 inches, it's not going to go in. That is pushing the limits of the interior storage horizontally in there. So if you want to store your tent horizontally in your pack and it's 15 or 16 inches long, it's not going to happen, I'm afraid. You're going to have to think of something else. And as I said before, I don't know if you can make out how that is touching at the bottom there. You probably can, I do apologise, but it is really pushing out both sides of the pack at the bottom there. So as I said before about these side pockets, you can still get your water bottle in there and you can see there just how much that sleeping bag pouch is packing out the side of the backpack there, or you might be able to if I filmed it properly. So yeah, that's what I mean about the side pockets with this kind of almost like bellows feature where it comes out a bit more. You'd probably even get another little bottle in there as well if you wanted to. So yeah, that was the thing I wanted to mention about the interior, about the horizontal space. The other thing is I've tested it with the BV 500, which is the bare vault there, the big bare vault. Obviously it doesn't go in horizontally, but you can get them in vertically, and actually, being honest, it's not that uncomfortable either. Once you've got it in there with it on your back, I was quite surprised. And that was without the foam padding in as well, so even with the foam padding I imagine it would be a little bit more bearable. So I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to get through. As I say, this is the large version, so it's got 44 litres, it's slightly bigger on the inside. Maybe take that into account if you're getting a small and a medium, about the horizontal storage in there. It might be a little tighter, I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm really looking forward to testing this next week. I'm really looking forward to getting a sweaty back out on trail. Not had the sweaty back for a while. If anyone's got a Kakwa 40 already, they've had a chance to use it, if you're getting one, please let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. If you've used it, been out with it already, tell me how you got on with it. And yeah, let's hopefully have an update once I've had a chance to use it. So thanks very much guys, and take care of yourselves.